Hey, welcome back, friends. If you want to join the friends, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Today we're going to be explaining exactly how to get one of these bonds every 14 days in 10 minutes a day. It's extremely fast, extremely easy, and it only takes doing 3 things. So why would we care about getting a bond every 14 days? If you left click on this bond, you have the chance of using it to get membership. If we redeem it, 1 bond equals 14 days of membership. So essentially what I'm doing with this is saying I have a way for you to spend 10 minutes a day to get free membership. Now this is obviously not the biggest thing in the world if you are a working adult that has a bank account. It's only $7-8 a month now. I know they have been increasing the price slightly, but especially for younger adults like you guys that are in middle school and high school, this is going to be extremely useful for you because you're not going to have the same income that an adult would actually have. So this is going to be possibly the best way of actually getting a bond for yourself every single month. So let's go ahead and check out those 3 things that you have to do every single day. The first thing that you're going to want to do is to use the Wicked Hood teleports. So essentially when you activate the Wicked Hood, you have 3 teleports to any of the rune altars, as well as 5 runes and 175 essence that you can retrieve from the Wicked Hood every single day. Basically this is just free money, so you should be doing this every single day. It's very fast, makes an extremely good amount of money. So let's go ahead and get on that, and I will show you exactly how much money I can make from this. I personally am going to be using the blood altar because I have that unlocked, and that is going to be the best altar for me to use. If you do not have the blood altar unlocked, I know that the law runes and the nature runes are also both decent choices for this. So go ahead and teleport to the blood altar and enter the strange stones here. And all you do is utilize this to make as many blood runes or whatever rune you are actually trying to make. Withdraw essence, and you're going to try to withdraw all 175 of these essence. It is going to take a couple seconds, so I will come back as soon as I finish up making as many blood runes as I can. Just finished up making all those blood runes. It only took me about 2 minutes, and the last thing that we're going to be doing with this Wicked Hood here is collecting some fire runes from it. You do get 100 fire runes for every single rune selection that you take out. So that means we are going to be having 500 fire runes and 459 blood runes. If you are using a different rune, or if you don't have all of the wicked robe pieces, that does mean you are going to have less of these runes or different runes. But with this combination right here, I have 300,000. I'll throw a price check on the screen. 300,000 GP I made in about 3 minutes. It's about 2.5 to 3 minutes depending on how fast you are and whether or not you have like the Tokal Zol ring to teleport to Quick Bank. The second thing that we're going to be doing to maintain a bond in 10 minutes a day is going to be V-Swax. Now this is the only thing that actually has a definitive requirement. You need 50 rune crafting. It does help to have 99 rune crafting for the rune crafting cape that you can activate and figure out what your 3rd rune is. Not that it really helps all the time. Dust is my best rune. That's going to be one of the worst runes that you're going to get. But it does help occasionally. If you don't already know how to make V-Swax, go ahead and check out the links down below. I have a guide already for it, as well as a 14 days loot from V-Swax. So first thing you're going to do it though is teleport to the rune crafting guild here. Go into the rune crafting guild, and I personally like to check the alternates. I already brought them up, that way you guys can check them out really quick. So the alternates today are going to be water for the first rune, and depending on which rune we have, it's going to be either earth, chaos, or body. So that means we want water for the first rune. Let's just check out earth and throw, I don't know how many dust runes to throw in there. Earth seems to be not the best rune, so let's test out body. This might be a really good rune. It is not, so that means chaos is going to be our best rune. And honestly, because of the alternates, you're already going to have a decent decrease in the amount of Easter you're making, so Air is probably one of the best runes that you can get today anyhow. So let's go ahead and combine this up and make some V-Swax. If you haven't already checked out my guide, that is going to be about 400 to 500 GP a day, bringing us up to a total of 700 to 800 GP depending on the average day of V-Swax. Now, the last thing we're going to be doing is going to be extremely risky. So you're going to want to get rid of everything in your inventory except for one teleport. I personally am going to be using the Tokal Zolring. We're only going up to level, I believe it's 22 or 23 wilderness. So you aren't going to be having to run too far with the risk, because you're going to be buying some items from a store at level 22 to level 23 wilderness. So you're not going to have to run too far with the risk, but you do want to be extremely careful because you are going to be scald. First thing you're going to do is talk to Mr. X here. You're going to ask him to scald you. He's going to ask you over and over again to make sure you actually want to be scald. You just have to continuously hit the one button until you have a skull. Next thing we're going to want to do is check to make sure we're on a world that is not highly populated. If you're on World 2, there is a good chance you're going to get PK'd. So you're going to want to be on something like World 6. I'm going to actually hop to World 9 just because it's the second. It's kind of in the middle of two worlds that are also less populated. It's just going to be a little bit safer than if we were trying to do this on a highly populated world. All you do is you run north, and we're going to be going to the bandit camp. That's actually why we got skulled, because otherwise all the bandits in the bandit camp are going to attack us. So you must be skulled in order to do this. It seems counterintuitive, and this is extremely risky to do. So be extremely careful. I haven't ever been PK'd while doing this. The PKers are not very active in this area, but I also take a lot of precautions. I typically stand around a little bit just to make sure that there's nobody trying to PK or anything like that. You can do this in about 2 to 3 minutes if you are extremely fast at it, but I personally like to take an extra minute or two, just spend an extra minute looking around, making sure that there's nobody that's using a camouflage potion or anything like that. You want to click on all of these, make sure that they're just bandits. Bandits will not attack you, but player obviously will. So just look around. It doesn't look like there's anybody here. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to buy as many items as you can from the store, essentially. The store gives I think it's 90% cost on top, or instead of 100% cost. So like these only cost 450k here, but at every other store in all of RuneScape they cost 500k. Also bloodweed seeds. This is one of the only, if not the only place that you can actually buy bloodweed seeds. So I am going to be buying some broad arrowheads, and then I always kind of just run to make sure nobody attacks me, because I did stand by that store for a little bit. It doesn't look like there's any PKers here. This is literally just a precaution that I take. You don't have to take this precaution. I just spend an extra minute or two because we are risking about 10 million in GP to do this. But it is definitely worth the amount of money that you make. So go ahead and buy all of the items here. Broad arrows is obviously a thing. I do have to eat one of my monkfish here to actually buy the last golden leaf. But honestly, not too bad. All I have to do is run down this little alleyway to get to level 20 wilderness. And then we're going to teleport away from here. You just want to use an instant teleport. It gets you out of there as fast as you possibly can. As you saw, it's only about maybe 20 seconds that you actually have all this in your inventory. That being said, though, if you examine my money pouch, I did spend 9 million on this. So you do need 9 million GP to start out with. It should only take you about 3 to 4 hours if you're using a decent money-making method. Go ahead and check the links again down below. I will have my playlist for moneymakers in case if you want to check one of those out to make your original 9k. But if you do the price checker and take out all of these silly monkfish, it's worth 9.5 million. So that means you make 500k just like that. Actually, if you are patient with these, you can sell them for even higher. You could probably make 600 or 700k. But just for the sake of this video, let's just say 500k you make. That's going to be reasonable amount to make off of all of these items. So let's add it up real quick. 300k for making the blood runes and fire runes from Wicked Hood. 400 to 500k from Beeswax, so that's about 700,000 that you're making. And then on top of that, you're making 500k from this guy just buying from that store. So that's 1.2 mil that you're making every single day. Multiplied out by 14 days, that means you are going to be making well over the 15 million that you have on average to buy a bond. So those 3 easy quick tips can be done in less than 10 minutes a day, and you will be making a bond every single 14 days with probably a little bit extra money on top of that, honestly. If you guys plan on doing this, go ahead and put it in the comments down below. Let me know if you already do a couple of these things, or if you have any other suggestions for things that you can do every single day. I know there's a couple other things you can do. This is just going to be the fastest way of getting a bond if you have level 50 rune crafting. As always, if you like this, go ahead and leave a like as well, and subscribe to see all of my future content now that you have membership. As always, have a good one.